Aloha, I'm Jim Stacy and welcome to the Tiki Show. Today we're going to explore the ruins of legendary restaurant Dante's Down the Hatch, which remains sunken under the streets of Atlanta. And then stick around because I'm going to teach you how to make a classic Navy Grog. Why is Atlanta legend Dante's Down the Hatch on this Tiki Show? Well, it's because it clicks all the boxes as escapism and adventure.
Be careful, guys. That's a long fall.
You're eating fondue on a pirate ship and you can feed leftover chicken to alligators in the restaurant. It was nuts. Yeah, there were alligators in that trench. And they would lay up in that little pad. They would come up that ramp and lay in that little pad right there. And it was where my parents would go for Valentine's Day. It was where my grandfather wanted to go when he retired. And I can't tell you how many childhood memories I had of fancy meals down there. Yeah, I couldn't believe when he told me it was still here. I was like, you're kidding me, right? And he's like, nah, man, it's there. This has been sealed on and off for 20 some odd years, just sealed up. So it's kind of like a time capsule.
How long did it operate, the restaurant?
He was open down here for about 25 years.
What do they sell? The food here is so bizarre, right?
It was fondue.
Fondue, right.
Straight up fondue. Yeah, it was a fondue restaurant.
This is the kitchen. Now it's the galley.
Literally the galley.
The galley.
How many bottles of Blue Nun were drunk over this bar?
Sure,
I wasn't joking when I said Blue Nun. Look at that right there. I remember my mother drinking that stuff.
How are these things stuck to the ceiling? Just staples?
Yeah, just stapled up.
No liability. Every once in a while, before it fall off, that's the fun of it, right?
Right there, see?
It's like a lottery. I got hit with a bottle of Dantes.
This is when you could build with telephone poles inside too. Nobody didn't give a shit about creosote.
Right.
That's what the 70s smells like to me. Summertime, hot creosote, it's like, takes me directly back to waiting in line for a roller coaster at Six Flags. Old Crow is the damn well bourbon.
How is this just here still, like a time capsule?
This is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I'm stunned. And just about the time we were shooting this, Dante Stevenson, the proprietor, builder, and owner of Dante's Down the Hatch, passed away. Mahalo, sir. Thank you. Okay, folks, let's talk about the Navy Grog. Back in 1941, a guy named Don The Beachcomber came up with this beautiful cocktail. It was the macho manly drink that you could only be served 2 of because it was 3 ounces of hooch booze and it was turning the whole tiki drink, flowery, fruity drink on its ear because it was all booze and it was for men and it was Frank Sinatra's favorite drink. So the Navy Grog becomes this kind of hallowed man's man, tough guy drink of the whole ancestor cocktail pantheon. It has 3 rums, it has honey syrup, white grapefruit juice, lime juice, and soda water. So there's no way to really make Don's Navy Grog exactly like he was gonna do it because the rums just aren't available anymore. Also, the quality of rums we're getting today are better than the ones that they were using for some of these classic cocktails. So we're actually having a better cocktail than our forefathers would have had in the same bar. Now let's walk through the rums we're gonna be used for this. 3 rums. This is Skipper. This is gonna be tough for you to find. This was gifted to me by Basement Coon and David Wolf, and I wanted to use it in this because it's a super dark Guyanese Demerara rum. It's really earthy, got a strong molasses flavor to it, almost tastes kind of peaty in a way. Then we have Havana Club, which is a light Puerto Rican rum. Some Puerto Rican rums are hit and miss. I like this one. It doesn't have a real diesel-y taste to it, which some of the Puerto Rican rums can have. And then one of my favorite Jamaican rums, because I want that funk from a Jamaican rum, and it's Smith & Cross, which I love, totally love to death. Now, on our mixer side, we have honey syrup. Now what honey syrup is it's 1-to-1 water and honey. Say if you're making 2 cups, you're gonna do 1 cup of honey, 1 cup of water. You wanna heat your water up till it's not boiling, but enough to loosen the honey up and stir it up completely. You wanna get it off the bottom. That keeps it from crystallizing. If you try to put honey in this cold drink, it would just turn into a hard ball in there. This is made with an orange blossom honey, which means that bees literally went out and gathered their nectar from orange trees and came back and made their honey from it. So this is really great for any tiki drink because it has a nice little orange bouquet, floral bouquet to it. Lime juice, always squeeze your own. Don't ever buy constituted, don't buy it in the bottle. It's too easy to buy limes, too easy to squeeze them to ever cheap out on the way. Then we have white grapefruit juice. Here's the thing about white grapefruit juice. This is one of the secrets of tiki drinks. You cannot use pink grapefruit with this. They do not interchange. Pink grapefruit is too sweet, it falls apart in cooking, falls apart in drinks. White grapefruit is pretty tough to find. It's getting easier as of late because lots of chefs have demanded it for French cuisine, different regional Caribbean cuisines, things like that. You can always get it as ocean spray or pre-bottled. It'll do in a pinch. If you can find it as the fruit, you squeeze it and freeze it. It keeps forever. And then just straight soda water. I make my own soda water. It's better, it's cheaper, it's fresher. There's no reason for you to buy store-bought soda at this point when soda streams are so cheap. You can make it in small batches, keep it cold, never have to have a whole 2-liter or small bottle. There's no waste and it's always fresh, always sparkling, ready to go. All right, assembling a Navy Grog is pretty easy. It's all about ratios. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 1 ounce pour of all 3 of our rums, all right? There's that guy. Puerto Rican. There's that guy. Jamaican. There's those 3 ounces of rum right there. Then we're going to do an ounce of our honey syrup. Then we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of our lime juice. And then we're gonna go with 3/4 of an ounce of our grapefruit juice. And then 3/4 of an ounce of our soda. Now, we're gonna take this, we're gonna shake it really well until we start getting the frost on the outside of the shaker. And this is our glass for it, and our ice cone. Now I'll show you how to make one of these ice cones in just a minute. You may not have all the stuff to do it at home, but I'll show you how to fake it. This is one of my favorite glasses of all time. It's a Christy White glass of all old classic Florida tiki bars. My Kai's are right there. I usually would want to use a straight walled rocks glass. This is more of a Mai Tai glass, but I really love this glass so much that I want to use it as much as possible. All right, so we pull out our cocktail strainer and we slowly pour our Navy Grog over our ice cone. Don's Navy Grog only had an ice cone. There was no garnish at all. Perfect. Now, I like to put an expressed sprig of mint in it and a lime wheel just for drama's sake and also for presentation. And for a Navy Grog, it really breathes life into it. I start with Don's structure and Don's recipe and the history behind it, and then I make it my own. And that's part of what having a home bar and exploring tiki is all about. And there's your Navy Grog. Okay, so let's talk about the ice cone in your Navy Grog. In a full service, busy bar, we'd have an ice crusher like this, and we'd be using a mold like this from Cocktail Kingdom that Beachbone Berry has put out. In my home bar, I bought this vintage ice crusher off of eBay for like 12, 15 bucks. Turn the handle one way, you get fine crushed ice. Turn it the other way, you get coarse crushed ice. But you don't need any of this to make an ice cone. You put ice in a rag, smash it with your hammer, smack it on the counter, bust it up. You take a tumbler, you take a paper cone cup that you see around every water cooler. You invert it into the tumbler, pack it full of ice, put a drinking straw in the middle of it so you have your channel, put it in the freezer and let it set up. And voila, you didn't have to buy any of this stuff. And you're having Navy Grogs in the backyard. Never worrying about buying a piece of equipment that's only gonna serve one purpose. All right, cheers. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up.